Nathan, it's great to see you. When we spoke in Glasgow, you were looking for that one big ring walk again, and to take that step down and hear Delilah, and you got it again. Yeah, another viral moment. How did it feel? Because it felt like it was a long time coming.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It's a weird one because obviously, particularly last year was the worst of my professional career in regards to results and so on. So it was just a weird one. But like, I was in the back room in the changing room, just thinking, what have I done here? Because there's that many Stokies in there. I was thinking, if I don't perform tonight, because you have some doubts in your head. You think you're not too sure what's going on or how you're going to perform at least. And yeah, I was thinking, what have I done? Because that venue's incredible. It is a great place and the noise is amazing, like you said, the ring walk and stuff. But yeah, it was great to be back out there.
At what point in that ring walk do you go from being from feeling pre-fight nerves to being fired up?
Yeah, I suppose as soon as it kicks in, as soon as that music starts, it changes. Then, like, because then you've got no choice. You're on the stage, you're doing your thing, and yeah, no, it's So yeah, as soon as the music kicks in.
And like I said, you have been frustrated for numerous reasons, but not least. I mean, I suppose we mentioned yesterday you'd lost to the Frenchman, but now you're feeling slightly vindicated about things in the last few days.
Yeah, well, it's strange because I mean, I had slight suspicions anyway, in terms of just who I faced, but he actually tested. He didn't test positive for an actual performance enhancing drug as such. It was THC derivative, so he must be smoking weed or something. But either way, it's you shouldn't be doing it. So yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sort of giving a soft thingy there, really. Where I should be saying he tests positive for a banned substance, and that's it. And that's essentially what has happened. So, but in regards to, yeah, it's a weird one. It is a weird one.
But I mean, long story short, it changes everything, right? I mean, for a start, the results being changed from a loss to a no contest.
Well, yeah. So, like I put on the post yesterday, on record, I've lost once now. So it's very strange. But like the whole thing's mad. Like I don't think the guys at the guys at Warrens didn't know about it until I announced it yesterday. I don't think even they knew about it. To be honest, whether the board had told, I have not got a clue. But the only reason I even knew about it is one of my supporters saw it on BoxRec that it was a no contest, and it was like a banned substance and stuff. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
I mean, it is getting ridiculous, and I don't know if you want to comment on the wider scene. You don't have to, but obviously we had this one with Galao Yafai with Francisco Rodriguez the other day, and no one knew why his opponent's previous fight had been a no contest. Like, there's people aren't sharing information, like it's bad because it's costing people in their careers.
Oh yeah, it's very weird, very very weird. But hey, listen, it's one of them. It's the only well, I've won my last fight anyway, so that's good. That's the most important thing. I need to win again to see if I can still perform. But also, it probably makes me coach feel a little bit better as well. Like because obviously, if you get put down in the fights and stuff, you think to yourself, is your fighter still got it, or is he chinny? I know I'm not chinny. I'm not a chinny fighter, but he has to look at it realistically. But then when he tested positive all of a sudden he's thinking, well, he could be on something else, and that could be a reason why something's happened. Do you know what I mean? It's weird, but like I say, it's different dynamics involved with it. But yeah, but it does certainly change things.
Because can you speak to it a little bit? You had mentioned yesterday about how it like changes things on the contract, and I'm not necessarily asking you to get into the weeds of a contract, but obviously, if you lose, you can be cut from a promoter. But now that loss has gone to a no contest. So in some ways, and I don't know if this speaks to all promoters and everything else, but a no contest means you're back in the game promotionally as well.
Well, yeah, but I'm lucky anyway with Frank because I think they've looked after me anyway. Well, they have looked after me really. Like they let me fight on the King's Hall show, which is originally meant to be a Box Nation show, but something whatever happened that fell through. So then obviously BCB Promotions, my manager Errol Johnson said, "Well, can you put the show on?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's fine." And they let me obviously fight on there, so that was good. But yeah, it does change things a little bit.
But the dream's still the same, right?
Yeah,
What's the top of the bucket list? I mean, hang on,
yeah,
let me frame this. Is it Madison Square Garden? Is it the MGM Grand? Is it
yeah.
what's the dream?
It stoked me. So that's it. Like I've literally just said to him, I'll fight on any show they need me to fight on, but I want the confirmation of Stoke. I want that date locked in. I mean, I saw the main guys at Stoke City last week. I saw them in the boardroom, and they just said, "Listen, we're just waiting for Frank to approach us." If all the commercials fall in place, then we're well up for it. So I'm thinking it's the only issue they would have is will people turn up? But people will 100% turn up to that because it's never happened before in the city. It'd be a very unique event, and then well, to be fair to Frank stuff, they did have it locked in for the 8th of June 2024, and I was meant to fight Carlos Adames for the WBC World Title, but unfortunately, one round of scoring in that British title fight, and it was a draw, messed everything up. So it was that close originally. So I can't see why we just can't get past that now.
Well, I was going to say, who do you want? I mean, does this mean that you want Adames, or who do you think would be Adames, or who do you think would be a realistic person to fight you there in Stoke on a wet
I,
Saturday night in Stoke?
yeah, I've got a rough idea of who could go in there. Probably someone I've fought before, to be fair. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure anyone, to be fair. I think they could put me against anyone, in the Stokers will fill the place anyway. But yeah, but if they want a particular name or so, I don't want any. There's no one in particular I'm looking for. But I think anyone who's got an half decent name that helps to fill it a little bit more. Great.
You've had a few cracking domestic fights, right? Obviously, there's you and Denzel, there's you and Brad Pauls, and like between you guys have really made the middleweight division very lively domestically. But also, people were struggling to think like, how could you beat Denzel Bentley and then lose to Brad Pauls? With all due respect to everyone, is it a case of styles make fights, or were you in a
Yeah.
different mindset for both fights or both fighters?
The mindset was definitely different. I don't think I didn't overlook Brad Pauls at all, but I didn't fear Brad Pauls like I did Denzel Bentley. Like there's no denying that. Like I was like about 8 before mine and Denzel Bentley's fights. I saw a lad, I can't remember. He's like a light lad anyway, and he boxed me ears in. And I was thinking, oh my god, in 8 weeks' time, I'm going to be against Denzel Bentley, and he could absolutely hammer me. Even like when I walked into the ring with Denzel Bentley, and he walked in, I was thinking, what have I done here? Like, but I also knew exactly how to beat him. I knew exactly how to beat him, and I executed what I needed to do to beat him. And obviously with Steve, we worked together and stuff. Whereas I probably didn't listen or follow the instructions as well as I did Denzel Bentley fight in the Brad Pauls fight. But still, regardless, I still should have won the first fight with Brad Pauls. It was a close, competitive fight, I made a mistake, but by 2 rounds at least. So yeah.
In terms of that, the last fight, then, do you feel like it's got you where you need to be now to go into a big fight, or do you want something else like in the interim?
It's one of them now, but I also know I do need to fight. So I aren't sure what's going to happen at this moment in time in terms of when my next date's going to be, who the opponent's going to be. But it's got to be very carefully matched in regards to. It's got to be very competitive, but it's just one of them. It's got to be matched really well.
When you talk about fighting at the Potteries, have you been into like the dressing rooms, and have you imagined what it's going to be like walking out of those dressing rooms down and into the stadium? Have you been through that in your mind?
Yeah. Quite a few times over the years, to be fair. Like and the change rooms aren't that special, so they're not great at all. But yeah, I just think to myself, it's weird. I envision it as a kid as well. It's weird. So yeah, it would be amazing. It would be phenomenal. It'd be one of the best, particularly with the zone as well. Now with the zone, Queensbury, it could be a real unique event. I think it'd be really, really good as well.
Do you believe in the law of attraction, talking about that stuff and talking it
Well,
into existence?
you can say I think it's a load of rubbish, like, but the reality of it is everything I ever imagined as a kid is actually happened. Like it's weird. Like it's almost like just hard work is paid off no matter how I tried to get here. I was trying to get an England set up as an amateur, could never do it. Then just turned pro just because I thought I don't have no regrets. And then fast forward 7 or 8 years or whatever, I'm in the position that I always dreamt to be in anyway. So whether the law of attraction or all that rubbish is true or not, I don't know, but it feels like that. But you can wish all you want, you've got to put the work in, haven't you?
Well, I was also going to ask you, mate. I saw the pictures of you, and I know the picture you put up of you against Khati from the one where you failed the test. Like
Yeah.
you are shredded, mate. Like, what do you do? Well, for a start, do you have a job outside of boxing, and do you have to work? But secondly, like, how much training do you put into stuff? Do you train year round and you just have some specialist camps where you sort of do a little bit more in the last 6 to 8 weeks? Like, how does your schedule operate around your fights and whether
Yeah,
you've got a fight coming
yeah,
or not?
yeah. So I went full time with boxing probably 3.5 years ago. I used to be a teacher, but then I just thought at the time it was ideal. So the fights were going to get harder, so I thought just go full time, take the risk. If it pays off, great. If it doesn't, well, you can go back to teaching. Fortunately, the career went really, really well. But in regards to myself in terms of staying lean and stuff, I don't. Other than for my last fight, I actually had a nutritionist where I normally I've been studying this and researching this for the last 20 bloody 5 years. Something ridiculous. I've been obsessed with it, to be honest. So I always look after my nutrition, tracking every calorie and this and that. But the last time I just thought to myself, right, obviously this could be my last ever fight. So I've always wanted to work with this particular nutrition coach, and I just did it like so. But it was it wasn't really much different than what I would normally do anyway. But the meals were more free. There was more meals than what I would normally have. I'd probably have 3 meals, and I wouldn't really eat till probably 1 p.m. anyway. But this one was like eating 6 times a day, same meals all the time. But this training, I train twice a day. It'll be a mix between boxing 4 times a day in the evening, and the other days are condition like running or some form of conditioning in the morning. Then a strength session in the morning. I'll just rotate it like that.
Do you enjoy
But
it?
I never let myself get overweight after fights. This is probably the only time I've ever really jumped up in weight. But at this moment in time, I'm like 80 kilos, so that's not too bad.
If you could, then do you envisage another fight like you recently had a couple of weeks ago before fighting a big one? Is that the best case scenario for you?
That's probably the best case scenario. Yeah, just a good fight as long as I do everything needed to just to get me home properly as well. Properly. I mean, I boxed at home last time at King's Hall, but something, yeah, they'll be massive.
I was shocked when we met in Glasgow, by the way, because obviously I'm used to seeing you on these viral clips walking out to Delilah, full tash the lot, and then when you
Yeah,
come up to me in civilian clothes with no tash, I was like, who's this guy? I
yeah,
was shocked. I wasn't expecting to see you in Scotland either. It's a bit like the whole Clark Kent thing, Superman on fight night with
yeah,
Delilah and that, and then Clark Kent.
yeah.
I suppose you get that a lot though, right?
What not being noticed?
Well, no, I mean, you know what I mean? Like the tash is a real
Oh
signature.
yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair, like I do think myself, it must be much easier to recognise me with the tash than without it. So but it's the wife hates the tash, so that's why I have to get rid of it. So I get it for the. I just what it was. I grew it for the first when I won the British title against Denzel Bentley because it was November, so you could get away with it. It was to honour my dad. But then after that, I just thought I'd keep it like as a thing. I mean, I did shave it off, I think, in the second Brad Paul's fight, and I lost that. I thought, right, get the tash back on now. Like so, and I just actually like doing that. Quite like the tash.
I was going to ask you if you liked it. Hey, you
Yeah,
said to honour your dad. Tell me about that.
yeah. It's like my dad obviously got me involved in boxing from a very very early age. Like he was a boxer himself. He had like 50 amateur fights. Was a banger, like complete opposite to me. He's just a proper banger and yeah, he guided me through my life. He's a great man, but obviously, unfortunately, 8 weeks before my first ever title fight, he unfortunately took his own life. He didn't know I had a title fight, by the way. He killed himself, and then the day after, I got a text from my manager saying, "Oh, you're fighting for the Midlands area title." He didn't know me that died, and I was like, "Yep, gate boot, mate, gate sorted." And that was it. Like so, to give him a bit of focus, really. But yeah, that was the story behind that, really.
Hey, what's the story behind Delilah? Where did that come from?
It's just Stoke. Obviously, I'm a Stoke City lad, and Delilah's just a Stoke City anthem. Like we just sing that at the ground, sing it where. So that's just that. It was from like things like the '70s or something. Anton Booth, who's a top bloke. He's been with fights well. From what I gather, once upon a time, the police were telling him to stop swearing or something, and then just one time he's in the pub, put Delilah on, and then that just started. That it just started from there. And then obviously years later it's still going, and then obviously now I obviously walk out to it.
Have you seen Tom Jones perform it live?
No, I haven't. No.
That,
Imagine he was hit the ground.
I was gonna mate. That's what I was gonna say. That's what you need. Tom Jones singing you out at the
Yeah,
lotteries, right?
he,
That's the dream.
yeah, that would be incredible. But he might have a big fee and he might not sing the words that we sing either. We
Mate,
change the words a little bit.
he'd make more than you for the night.
Oh yeah, he would do. Yeah, so he probably. I'll just probably just stick to the recordings. It'd be good to have him ringside. I'd love to have him ringside just get as a guest. We wouldn't need to sing. It'd take too much money.
To be fair, mate, I mean, it would be a great experience for him, wouldn't it? It'd be a great experience for him
Oh
to
yeah.
enjoy it all.
Well, I do think so. I wonder if he's seen the ring walk. He must have. He must, like, over the years when the videos have gone viral and so on. Someone must have shown him the video. He must have seen it.
Yeah,
And he's an entertaining, very entertaining man himself. So he must enjoy it when he has seen it.
we mentioned Adamas earlier. There's obviously all this to and fro with him and Janibek at the moment, and we obviously know about Lara. Do you think there's a clear number one at 160 at the minute?
You probably say, well, you'd probably say just Janibek at this moment in time. Like, if is he still at middleweight, Janibek?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's called out Canelo and wants that fight, but obviously who doesn't? But
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's talk about him and Adamas fighting.
yeah. Well, yeah. I just can't say how he made the weight. He looks massive. He looks absolutely massive. But yeah, but Adam is really, really good, isn't he? Like I say, I accept that fight straight away. I was like, yeah, get that fight sorted. But he is very, very good. So, and obviously he did a very good job on Hamza Shiraz as well. So he showed that ability there. But yeah, I don't really look at anyone in there and think, oh my god, someone's the number one. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, do you think? Can you imagine the pantomime villain Chris Eubank Jr. playing that pantomime villain at the Potteries, winding everyone up?
Well. You see that's one person I said I've got no one in mind. He is the ideal person. Like in my mind, I think he'd be phenomenal. But he has left the stratosphere now. Where before we might have been on that same as my career was coming up, and with him beating Ben, he's just like light years away from me. Like so, it's but it'd be more. I think it'd be more realistic to have Conor Ben in the opposite corner, in the sense of I don't think he'll win the rematch. So then he'll be on the back of 2 losses. Is he really going to be? Will he be a big stadium fighter after that? I don't know. He'll have to have a rebuilding phase. Then maybe they see me as an easy target. Maybe. Who knows?
Do you follow it close enough to see the guys coming up sort of behind you as well? I say that because I was at Tony Sims's gym the other day with George Liddard and Jimmy Sains. Like, do you follow those guys and do you see them sort of coming up hot on your heels?
Yeah, I recognise that name, George Liddard, because he's knocked a lot of lads out. I think he's got like an half decent fight coming up.
You've got Kieran Conway.
Yeah, that's a good test for him. I think he'll do a race on that as well. But yeah, I don't look at anyone. I don't look at anyone on the way up. Because there's loads that you'll see someone tag you and thinking, I've never bloody heard of you. It's like, do you know what I mean? There's a lad the other day who's won like 14, Liam something. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, he put a comment on me post. And I was thinking, I don't even know you are, mate. Like nothing, not to be like disrespectful to him. It was just, he was calling me out. So I was thinking, I've never heard of you. So like, yeah, it's one of them.
I mean, it is one of them in the sense that when you get to a certain level and you've sort of got certain aspirations in mind, you're trying to do what you want to do rather than trying to sort of do what other people want to do to you, right?
Well, yeah, well, and as well, people are always going to look for they'll see like, oh, is he getting a bit older, like, and all this kind of stuff, and they want to just take the easy bit of fruit. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I can get my name out there by beating Heaney. I get it, I understand it, but I'm not being used by no young pups coming through to see if they can make a name for themselves.
Yeah, and just by the way, in terms of those nights when you have those ring walks, what's the highlight? Is the ring walk the highlight, or is the highlight getting your hand raised at the end?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, it's great winning, but yeah, but I think it's weird. It's weird because when I'm obviously you see me doing stuff on the stage and all that, but really I'm not there. Because I'm still thinking about the fight. So I'm orchestrating everything, doing all the moves. But I enjoy it, but I'm not absorbing everything, which I wish I did do a little bit. But but yeah, it's one of them. As soon as, yeah, it's weird, like everything just goes black. Do you know what I mean? Like, even though you're there, yeah, I wish you could take it more, but you got a job to do. But that is the, yeah, the ring walk is the best part of the night. And just hearing all sports going mad.
You know, you play like to the crowd and you're sort of loving it. Does that mean that like when you go out, you're the life and soul of a party and you're quite the extrovert, or is that not you? Is that you in character?
No, I'm quite a very reserved person. Fair, like if I was at a party, I'd be in the corner, just definitely not. Like it is if you want to call it an alter ego, that would be that, but it's not an alter ego. It's just I'm just putting a show on. That's it.
That's great, mate. And the show must go on. But thank you very much for making the time to speak to me, Nathan. I know it's been a long time coming, and I really, mate, I got to say, I really appreciated you coming over and chatting in Glasgow. Like people just don't do that. People just don't
Yeah.
really like come out. You know, when you've not met one another, like just come out and introduce yourself. Like I really appreciate that. It meant a lot, and I'm pleased we stayed in touch. Pleased we got to talk, and pleased that you've had a result overturned for an unjust defeat. So, like you said, it makes you question everything. If someone pops, then you're like, well, you know, people don't test everything, so
Yeah.
you don't know what people are taking.
I don't think I trust any fighters, to be honest, like anymore. I just don't. I like it. I just look at certain things and think I trust myself, and that's it. Like, but yeah. But anyway, going back to the other thing as well, when you said about movies, that's the least you can do, mate. The weird thing when you're in the sport is you'll see some people you think, bloody hell, like they're just not very nice people. Do you know what I mean? Like even when I boxed on the Chisora card. And like we had the rules meeting, and Chisora we're gonna have the rules meeting. I was sat down, then Chisora comes in with these 20 groupies. He was like, "You need to move." I said, "Move." He said, "You need to move." I said, "I ain't going nowhere, pal." He said, "I'm going nowhere." I said, "I've got a rules meeting." He said, "Oh, have you?" I said, "Yeah, just like you have." Then some girl that was his groupie tried to move a chair. I was like, "Do not move my chair. I'm going nowhere." Like I was thinking, just want to like, listen. I don't need nothing special. But I don't need to be treated like an idiot either, do you know what I mean? But that's what you can get in it. That all walks of life, not just boxing.
It's true, but sometimes in boxing, when you go to those events, you're like ducking and weaving, like, no, I don't need that smoke. I don't need to go over there. But so it's nice when you see someone and you can have a good catch up and all the
Yeah.
rest of it. So anyway, I did appreciate it, mate. And yeah, mate, here's hoping that you get that big fight at the Potteries, which I think, by the way, I'll say this, I think all of British boxing wants to see it. I think everyone is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
everyone wants to see
Yeah.
you sing that song and come out to that song in a stadium. Like I think everyone is waiting to see that.
Well, it's funny now. Sorry to keep you on longer, but like they playing Delilah at like Wembley Stadium, like in the Usyk Dubois fight. They play, and I heard it in the AJ. I think it was an AJ fight. They played it. It sort of seeped its way into like the I don't know the boxing night. It's seen as a big, but there'd be a lot of people when they hear that song, they'll be thinking about that lad from Stoke that does his walkouts. I mean, so yeah, I've been involved in the sport now for a while now. Been on the big shows, so yeah, I think people would really look forward to it.
Great stuff, Nathan. Thank you so much for making the time to do this. I really appreciate it. It's great to chat to you and keep
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Cheers, Chris. Thanks so much, mate. Cheers.